Okay, so I keep trying to record this, but it ends up being really long and boring. So I just want to quickly go through. Okay, so if you want to apply for your visa, you're first going to have to get a certificate of eligibility, which means you're going to have to apply for that. You're going to get forms that are kind of confusing to fill out, and you're also going to need a proxy in Japan. So you're going to end up getting mailed a request for proxy form so that you can have your university be your proxy. You're also going to get a written oath for deferring expenses, which your parents most likely are going to have to fill out. It's basically saying that they're going to be responsible for you and your expenses while you're in Japan. The last thing that you're going to get is the actual application for Certificate of Eligibility. Now this is very long and kind of stressful to fill out because you know that you only have a limited amount of time to fill this out and get it into them, and it all seems very straightforward, but you get a little nervous. What if this is wrong, you know? So I was very fortunate that I had a friend I have a friend who already goes to the university, and he was willing to help me fill it out because he didn't have someone to help him fill it out, and it was hard. I just want to go through the form really quick and just go over what you need to put for the questions, so that way, hopefully, if you're a little confused, this will help you. Now, if you are not actually holding this set of papers in your hand, this is probably going to be really boring to you, and I suggest you don't listen. Okay, so there's 3 pages. The first page, it just says for applicant part 1, and then the next 2 pages say for applicant part 2 and 3, but it says student on it. So these are specific for a student visa. So if you have a different visa, it probably will not go like this. Okay, so 1 through 6 are very self-explanatory, and I shouldn't have to explain that to you. Number 7, well 7 as well, I just put student. It's asking for your occupation. So I put student, but you could put whatever you're doing, I guess. Number 9, it's asking for your address in Japan. So this was already filled out for me, and likely your university will probably fill it out for you as well. But you just put your address for your university, and the next line it's also asking for telephone, and this is still under number 9, so it's asking for your telephone number in Japan. So that is also filled out for me as well, and it's my university's phone number. It also asks for a cell phone number, which I'm leaving blank because I do not have a cell phone number in Japan, and even if I had a cell phone right now, it wouldn't work when I go to Japan, so I'm leaving that blank. 10, passport. It's asking for 1, the number, and 2, the expiration date. That's all you need from your passport, but you do need a passport in order to fill this out. The number you're going to find, well, you're going to find both of these on the page with your picture, at least if you're from America. The number 11 is the purpose of entry. Now, this is kind of overwhelming when you look at it at first because there's so much there and so much Japanese, but you're just looking for student, which is all the way on the last right column, and it's already checked in for me, so it might already be checked in for you. 12, date of entry. Now this is a little confusing if you don't know what date you're actually going to leave because they didn't tell you yet. So I know that I need to send this in soon, and I'm not going to find out the date, so I just put a random date. I know it's going to be in September, and that's all I know. So it's asking for the port of entry. I put Narita for this because that is the airport that I'm going to be coming into. 16, intended place to apply for visa. Now this confused me at first because I didn't understand the difference between Certificate of Eligibility and a visa. A Certificate of Eligibility is something that you need in order to get your visa. So this is not a visa application, this is just your Certificate of Eligibility application, which you do need to get the visa. So what it's asking is where you're going to apply for your visa, So this confused me because I thought, well, aren't I sending this to you guys? So you're picking where it's going? I don't know where you're putting it. But no, actually, you are going to put in the consulate that you're going to go to actually get your visa. For me, that's Boston in Massachusetts because I live in Massachusetts and that is the closest consulate to me. You can look up which consulate is closest to you on the internet. I saw a really good website that had them all listed for which state, which consulate served which states and all that. So if I can find that, I'll put it in the description below. If I can't, I'm sorry, but you should easily be able to figure that out. 17 is asking about your past entries into Japan. I don't have any, so all that's blank for me, as well as 20, which is asking about your family in Japan, and I do not have family in Japan, so I'm leaving that blank. To page 2. Okay, so 21 is asking for the place of study, and this is already again filled out for me, but you're just going to put the name of the school, the address, and the phone number of the school. All should be on the website. 22 is the total period of education from elementary school to the last institute of education, so how many years you have gone to school. And then it's also asking for, it wants to know basically what your current stance is with your last education institution that you went to. So did you graduate? Are you currently in school? Are you in a temporary absence? Or are you under withdrawal? I put withdrawal because I'm not going back, and I didn't graduate because I'm at a community college that was meant for transferring anyway, and they don't have an option for transfer. So that's the only thing I can put. So the next one is asking about registered enrollment. Now, this confused me because I thought they were talking about your registered enrollment, like what you're registered for in Japan, but actually I'm pretty sure it's talking about your past school. I'm not too sure. I think it's talking about the last school that you attended because it's all under last school or institution. It's all under this one block, so I'm pretty sure that it's asking about the current institute that you're in or that you were in. So I put in junior college because it was a community college, and I'm pretty sure the equivalent to that is probably a junior college. And then I asked for the name of the school and the date of the expected graduation. So this entire part just kind of confuses me because I'm not sure if they're talking about the university I'm going to in Japan or my past university, but I'm going to try and get better clarification on that, and I'll write about it in the description or put an annotation somewhere. Number 24 is basically asking about your Japanese skills, and it's asking about tests and stuff, so probably like your JLPT scores. If you're going to an English program, you won't need that. Number 25 is Japanese education history, and I'm going to be honest and say I have no idea what this is talking about. I guess maybe if you studied Japanese or something like that. I don't know, but I left it blank. 26 is method of support to pay for expenses while in Japan. And they give you a number of options like self, supporter in Japan or supporter abroad, scholarship, others. Now, I checked off self and supporter living abroad, and you have to put the amount in yen of what they're going to send you per month, average, to help you out. So I put just an estimated guess of what my mom would be able to send me per month and what I would make from working per month. If you do not have a scholarship already secured, you cannot fill that out. At the bottom, you're going to see number 3 in parentheses, and it's going to say supporter, and it wants the name, address, occupation, telephone number, annual income in yen of your supporter, so the person living abroad or in Japan if that's what you put. Also above that, I skipped it, I'm sorry, Remittances from abroad or carrying cash. So I'll be honest and say I don't know what remittances is. Sorry, I'm stupid. But if you're not going to be carrying cash, you can leave it blank, but I assume it doesn't really matter anyway. I don't know, but I'm just leaving it blank. And I did email the visa people, and they said that I could leave it blank. So, to page 3. So page 3 is asking for your relationship with the applicant. Now this is going off of the same thing, so it wants to know the relationship with the person who's supporting you abroad or in Japan. So for me, that's my mother, but they give you a whole bunch of options that you can pick from that you should be pretty set with, from, you know, your husband and wife all the way to a friend or an acquaintance, all the way to an educational institution or relative of a friend. They got everything, so you should be okay. 7 is plans after graduation, and they give you return to home country, find work in Japan, others, or enter a school of higher education in Japan, which is the one that I checked because I intend to get my master's over there. Now, all of this was actually filled out by my university, except for number 1 in the little parenthesis there, name. So I'm going to assume they want my name there. I don't know why they would leave that blank, but I just put my name there. And then there's a line, a spot where you can kind of put your signature and the date, and then I just left the bottom because it says agent or authorized person, so don't do anything below. And we're done. That was a lot to go through, but hopefully if you have this mess in front of you and you were feeling overwhelmed or confused, then this helped you, and now you're a happy camper. And if you don't have this sitting in front of you and you watched all of this, I don't know why you did that, and I think you're kind of crazy, or you really are bored, or just interested in what you need to fill out, I guess. But in any case, thank you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Bye. I need a haircut so bad. Do you see these bangs? Do you see what they do? Do you see what they do? Like, what is this? What is this? Bangs, what you do? Why you do? Yeah, I got Mickey Mouse on my shirt. Bam.